Pay close attention. What you're about to see is Bible prophecy being fulfilled.
Welcome to another edition of YPN News, bringing you news as it relates to Bible prophecy. Well, Jeff, in light of the recent developments and the verdict reached of the Jerry Sandusky case, tonight here at YPN, we're going to take you back to November of 2011, when YPN was bringing you news as this particular case unfolded. Now, we're sure many of you are familiar with the ongoing investigation at Penn State in regards to the sexual allegations of child abuse. In a recent report, Tim Curley and Gary Schultz of Penn State's athletic program, each one faced counts of felony, perjury, and a misdemeanor charge of failing to report allegations of abuse to police concerning Jerry Sandusky and young men after they, that is the police, were informed of the incident in 2002. Now, of course, all three men have denied the allegations. And Joseph Amendola, the attorney for Jerry Sandusky, stated his client is innocent of the sex charges against him. Now, he also said Sandusky is frustrated that he can't defend himself publicly and saddened that the scandal has brought down Paterno, who is the head coach of Penn State University. Amendola said he is building his case to defend Sandusky, finding and interviewing witnesses. Now, Pennsylvania Attorney General Linda Kelly said Paterno, who informed Curley of the 2002 incident after the coach learned of it from Michael McQuarrie, the graduate assistant, fulfilled his legal reporting obligation and is not a target of continuing state grand jury investigation. Another potential missed opportunity to expose Sandusky, according to the grand jury, occurred in 2002 when a janitor allegedly witnessed Sandusky performing oral sex on a boy in the Penn State locker room showers. The emotionally shaken janitor, who described the incident to coworkers that night, did not report the incident to authorities because he and others feared losing their jobs, the report says. The janitor, who saw the incident, now suffers from dementia and was declared incompetent to testify before the grand jury. Now, one of his former co-workers, however, testified that the witness told him on the night the alleged incident occurred, "I just witnessed something in there I'll never forget." Now, the 2002 incident at the heart of the perjury case against Curley and Schultz involved a 10-year-old boy designated as victim 2. McQuarrie, now an assistant football coach, allegedly saw the child being raped in the shower by Sandusky. He reported the incident the next day to Paterno, who relayed information to Curley. Now, the encounter was never reported to the police. That association began as early as 2005, according to the grand jury report, when the boy met Sandusky through the coach's charity. Their encounters progressed from outings to sleepovers at Sandusky's home, where the coach allegedly began visiting the boy in the basement bedroom to massage and crack his back, the report said. The activities led to more sexually explicit encounters. In 2007 and 2008, the victim testified Sandusky allegedly performed oral sex on him more than 20 times, the grand jury report says. Now, victim 1 did not want to engage in sexual contact with Sandusky and knew it was wrong, according to the grand jury report, adding that the boy asked his mother to tell Sandusky that he was not home when the coach called that boy's house. Now, of course, these occurrences are not isolated cases. In fact, hundreds of boys and girls are molested every day within our global society, and most of these cases go unreported, leaving these children to grow up and carry with them the emotional burden of being sexually abused, which often leads them to becoming abusers themselves. But more on that when we return to the studio. Right now, we're going to go to our field correspondent, Jeffrey Heimerman, who has more shocking developments in this sinister case. Jeff, what have you found out?
Katan, many new developments are coming forth even as we speak. As you know, this case goes back to 1998 when the mother of one of the victims suspected something had taken place with Jerry Sandusky and her son after Jerry dropped her son off, both having wet hair. After she notified the university police, the case was eventually turned over to the Center County District Attorney Ray Griccar. Now, Ray Griccar never prosecuted Jerry Sandusky at the time. And here's where the story really takes a strange twist. In April 2005, the then District Attorney Ray Griccar mysteriously disappeared. His car was found some 50 miles away from his home with his keys, wallet, and laptop all missing. Now, his body has still never been recovered. The laptop was found sometime later in a nearby river with the hard drive missing. Katan, one would have to wonder why someone as important and high up as a district attorney would all of a sudden disappear.
Wow. Wow, that's really strange. Does anybody have any other ideas as to what's going on or any other strange occurrences?
Katan, another shocking and disturbing development in this case was made by Pittsburgh radio host Mark Madden. Now, in April of this year, he wrote a story revealing Penn State is behind much of the cover-up of the Jerry Sandusky alleged child rape sex scandal going on right now that's been unfolding this past week. Now, at the time, many people really didn't pay much attention to it, but right now it's looking extremely credible. Now, in an interview with the Dennis and the Callahan show, this is what host Mark Madden had to say. He said, "I can give you a rumor, and I can give you something I think might happen. I hear there's a rumor and that there will be more shocking development from the Second Mile Foundation. And hold on to your stomachs, boys, this is gross. I will use the only language I can, that Jerry Sandusky and the Second Mile were pimping out young boys to rich donors." He went on to say, "I normally abhor giving rumors credence, but the whole Sandusky scandal started out as a rumor, and it gets deeper and more disgusting all the time." Mark Mann went on to say, "Another thing I think may eventually become uncovered, and I talked about this in my original article in April, is that I think they'll find out that Jerry Sandusky was told that he had to retire in exchange for a cover-up. If you look at the timeline, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?" Still quoting. "My opinion is when Sandusky quit, everybody knew, not just Penn State." Madden added, "I think it was a very poorly kept secret about college football in general, and that is why he never coached in college football again and retired at a relatively young age." That's a young age for a coach, certainly. At Katan, it looks like the Second Mile was the perfect cover-up for Jerry Sandusky.
Amazing. What methods of persuasion did he use to draw in these victims?
Well, Katan, one of the methods of persuasion that Jerry Sandusky used on his victims was the giving of gifts. Victims testified receiving shoes, clothes, golf clubs, hockey gear, even tickets to the college football games at Penn State. Now, one victim even testified that Jerry Sandusky gave him $50 to buy marijuana, that he drove him there to pick it up, and then let him smoke it on the way home.
Now, Penn State's reputation has suffered as a result of the Sandusky sex scandal. Not wanting to hurt their football program that brings in $70 million per year, the university tried to, in their words, restore its reputation by bringing in a devout Roman Catholic who's also the former director of the FBI, Louis Freeh, to lead the investigation.
At the time of the sexual abuse charges, Penn State's trustees announced they would conduct their own full and complete investigation into the matter. Penn State trustee Kenneth Frazier, who is also the president and CEO of Merck & Company, a large pharmaceutical company, told reporters that Louis Freeh was selected in part because he has no connections to the university. Now, Kenneth Frazier himself is a Harvard graduate, and remember, Harvard is the oldest institute of higher learning in the United States.
Now, just to bring you up to speed with the developments in the case against Jerry Sandusky. Less than a week ago, a jury reached a unanimous verdict. Jerry Sandusky guilty on 45 of 48 charges of sexually abusing young men. Now, of course, there was cheering outside the courtroom after the verdict was announced. And later on, Sandusky was led out of the courthouse in handcuffs, where he is likely to spend the rest of his life in prison, which, as we have reported before on YPN News, there is nothing there that will teach him how to develop his character in a positive way.
Well, up next is something that would teach Jerry Sandusky, as well as everyone else in this world, how to develop positive character, and that's the teachings of Yeshua Hawkins. He's been teaching the truth for over 50 years and exposing the religious system, the Roman Catholic Church, that is responsible for all these sex abuse cases. Pay close attention as he exposes the Catholic Church and shows you how to come out of this abominable system. From all of us here at YPN News, I'm Jeffrey Heimerman.
And I'm Katana Alexander.
Thanks for watching.